Thanks for joining me on the Gilded Bellini. Today I'm chatting with Chef Manda Palomino, who's on this season of Hell's Kitchen All-Stars with Gordon Ramsay. So first off, congratulations. How does it feel to be considered an all-star by Gordon Ramsay?
It's super crazy. I feel like we filmed this super long ago, and so now like going back, it's like a really surreal thing, because the first time you go into Hell's Kitchen, it's all new and scary, and you don't know what to expect. And now, since I've already done it once, I kind of like the kitchen is familiar and I know where things are. So it's really kind of crazy. But to know that Gordon Ramsay handpicked a bunch of people to come back for the first time ever, and I was one of those. That's so cool. I know, it's really cool. It's really awesome.
Well, I can imagine to have gotten to this point, you need a thick skin, a high level of perfectionism to an extent. So what do you think has set you apart from other chefs on the show?
So I definitely have a thick skin, you're right. Nothing bothers me ever. I think that for me, I've been through a lot in my life, and I've been super up, and I've been super down low, and all throughout everything, I realized that it's important to I don't take anything that seriously, because at the end of the day, I'm still going to go home, I'm still going to go to my kids, I'm still going to be a mom, I'm still going to have dishes to do and toys to pick up, I'm still going to be stepping on Legos, it doesn't matter. So, I think that's just like what I carry out through my whole life. Even now, running 2 stores and being in a new state, if you let the little things bother you, then it kind of tends to ruin your whole day. And if you don't take anything that seriously, and you just know that you can end the day with a smile and laugh about anything that was bad, then I think that's important. I am the best at making fun of myself. I will get all the jabs into myself before anybody else can. Making fun of myself is like one of my favorite sports.
Okay, well, I know you're tough. You are a fellow Jersey girl.
Yes, Jersey strong.
But I also know that you have celiac disease. So how does that affect you in what you do on the show? Does it affect you how you test your own food before you present it?
It affects everything. So one of the things that kind of disappointed me with season 15, watching it after it was edited, was there was a lot of times that I did talk about celiac disease and how it affects me, and I really wanted to use that not as a platform, but as a way of just letting other people out there with celiac disease know that it's okay and you can get through it and you can be amazing even with this big dietary restriction. And it was a lot of that was edited out. And so I feel like that message didn't really get through very well. I'm, kind of hoping that this season we get to talk about it a little bit more. One of the stories I always tell people, especially in like the celiac support groups when I talk to people and I talk to kids, is one of my first jobs right out of culinary school was at an Italian restaurant in South Jersey, right? Of course it was, duh. I was on the pasta station. And so every night, 5 nights a week for 6 or so months, I was cooking pasta and I was tasting pasta all night long, and every day I was sick. It was a struggle for me to wake up. It was a struggle for me to function throughout my day because I had migraines constantly, and I was making myself so sick and destroying not just myself, but my kids were feeling the effects of it, because my kids knew, oh, mommy's got a headache, let's leave her alone, let's make her own cereal. They know now. Working with celiac disease, there's a lot of things that I can't do. There's a lot of things that I can do, though. And I feel like, you don't need to put flour in everything. You don't need to put flour in anything, really. Like, I can make meat and veggies taste good just the way they are, because that's the way they should be. I like eating clean. I like eating healthy. I think chicken should taste like chicken. End of story. You don't have to add 25 ingredients to something just to make it taste good. Most meat and veggies, salt, pepper, olive oil, that's all you need. You just have to have the right techniques to cook it well. I think that having celiac disease has taught me to not feel the pressure of what everybody else is doing so much, and just do it the way I know how to do it, and the way that I know is going to make me feel good. Because at the end of the day, food is supposed to make you feel good, and it's not supposed to hurt you. And when you have celiac disease, a lot of food hurts you physically and emotionally and mentally. Celiac disease is one of those things that the symptoms aren't apparent. You know, if somebody, you know, is disabled or has a different kind of ailment, if somebody has like cancer, you see that they have cancer, you know it. If somebody has celiac disease, they're hiding it. Like, you can't tell just by looking at them. You don't know. And most of us, we get tummy aches, we don't complain about it because it's a part of life. I get a migraine, I go to work because it's a part of my life. If I didn't go to work with a migraine, then I wouldn't have a job. So I think having celiac disease, it's taught me to, you know, toughen up on a lot of things. It's taught me to stay true to myself. And it's just kind of taught me that, you know, food is there to make you feel good, and it shouldn't be hurting you. And if it is hurting you, then you're doing it wrong. Totally. Yeah.
Well, I hope we can all learn this season. On another note, I want to know what kind of goes through your mind when you're in the heat of the moment, the pressure is on, Gordon is literally behind you, yelling, critiquing. How do you manage to stay level-headed and not overwhelmed?
It's really, really hard. You know, I'm one of those people that when I focus, I get quiet. And when I'm like in the weeds, I put my head down and I just get through it, and I just do what I got to do just to get through it, and I fix it, and all I want to do is pull my last ticket so I can go home, you know? So having somebody screaming behind you or making you stop what you're doing and go and look at a piece of fish that's screwed up, or pulling you into the back room to like scream and holler at you, it totally screws up your whole like mojo and your flow, especially if you're somebody who's like me, who's, you know, put your head down and just do it. Right. And don't bother me, just let me just stop talking to me. So many times in Hell's Kitchen I want to be like, Gordon's screaming and I want to be like, just shut up, leave me alone, if you stop yelling at me I'll get it right. But that's obviously not the show, and that doesn't get good ratings, so we can't do that. But it's hard. So I mean, the whole thing is, he screams, hollers, pulls you off the line for whatever, and then you have to just get back in and refocus and put your head down and just get through it again. And I mean, I don't even know. Honestly, I look back at all of it and I'm like, what? How did I even do that? Why did I do that? And then I see like the mistakes that I made and I'm like, oh, why? What? I'm so stupid.
But it happens, especially when you're in the heat of the moment.
Yeah. What I think doesn't translate off on TV is how fast everything is going in Hell's Kitchen. I mean, it's not like a typical dinner service where, you know, you get one order and then you get another order and then all of a sudden you get slammed and then it slows down again. It's like right off the bat, boom, 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 and you're stuck in the weeds. And it's not like, you know, a regular kitchen where you can just be like, yo, chef, like, I need help. It's, you tell Jordan or Gordon you need help, and
you're on your own.
You're on your own. Like, so, I mean, refocusing is really important, and getting all of that done is, I don't know, it's scary. It's petrifying.
I can imagine. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So, I praise you.
It's really scary.
Well, you've been on the show before, obviously. Mm-hmm. So what kind of past experiences have you taken to this season, the knowledge and using it to get ahead now?
So this season, you know, it goes back to, you know, the not taking it super seriously. This season I went in there just kind of thinking I'm going to do this for me. The season 15, I went in there and I was just recently divorced and still on, still trying to get used to being a single mom and struggling with all of that. And I said, you know, I'm going to go and do this for my kids. I'm going to show my kids that you can do anything, and it doesn't matter how scary something is, you should just do it anyway. This time I went there for myself because, you know, my kids are a little bit bigger now, and I really wanted to go and prove to myself that I can hang with the best of them. You know, I mean, we're doing All-Star season, and I just, you know, I set myself little goals. You know, I wasn't going to freak out. I wasn't going to cry. I wasn't going to start any fights. I was, you know, and that's just what I wanted to do. I wanted to set goals for myself just to see what I could do on my own and without, the added pressure of doing it for somebody else. Totally. This was for me. And then, just being calm. I think I freaked out a lot last time, and I don't think nobody really saw me freaking out last time because I internalized everything, but every single day last time, all I wanted to do was go home. And this time it was a lot different. This time I was just kind of there and I was chilling and I was going to work and my kids were on vacation away from me, So that's how I kind of looked at it.
Well, if you do win, you could get the head chef position at the first Gordon Ramsay Hell's Kitchen restaurant at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas.
Yes, super exciting.
And win $250,000.
Yes, I know.
So, how would that change your life? And do you think you could really work with Gordon for like a very long, extended period of time?
I can work with anybody. Come on now. No, it's really amazing. The restaurant is, the mock-ups of it look beautiful. I know it's going to be super, super successful no matter who's running it. But I'm super excited to see it. I want to get in it. It would just be amazing. It would be life-changing. And I've already moved across the coast, so why, Vegas is super close.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I have no doubt that you'll do amazing this season. You're an all-star.
Thank you. I try, Don't tell anybody.
Tell us one last time, when is the premiere of Hell's Kitchen All-Stars?
So Hell's Kitchen is airing September 29th on Fox at 9? What time does it air? Is it 9 o'clock?
Just be on Fox all night.
Just, TiVo it or something. I don't know. I don't have TV, so I just got to use the Hulu nonsense.
Do what you got to do. It's going to be worth it.
It's a good excuse for me to go to the bar.
Well, you heard her from an all-star. If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen.